comprehension of Linux Essentials questions, modules 1 to 18 we have discussed. So we have 50 questions here, and we are very sure that we will use the approach, more elaborate approach using ChatGPT to solve these questions. Now, embedded system means you can be the software's code. Users must support themselves, system themselves. Then system designed to perform specific tasks on a hardware that is optimized only for that purpose. So business cannot change anything for the software, only hardware. Companies must share their changes. So all the five options we will do, and here we will go and copy paste this to check what is the correct answer. So what embedded systems they are mean? Okay, so it's giving the entire explanation, and they are usually use system designed for specific task. Or okay, so we are good with the going this option. The third option, they are designed to do specific task based on hardware optimized only for that purpose. So for some examples of embedded system, we can give real life, like the chip design, chip level design, or the computer chips which are making by the manufacturer of different companies like Intel or other kind semiconductor companies. A software release life cycle that describes how the means software is released back to the operating system, how the computer hardware works. So let's have our laboratory approach here. Chat GPT, we will describes how often upgrades comes out for the software. Obviously, that only the software release works, means we are upgrading with the new software with the new upgradation. So that is what our software release lifecycle does. Now, Apple OS 6 is three options we have to do. What is Apple OS X is? It's derived from Linux, or it's how it is, or it's partially based on the code from FreeBSD project, or fully certified Unix distribution, or ability to natively run Windows libraries. Okay, so it's partially based on the code from BSD project, which is a fully certified Linux distribution, but is not derived from Linux and can natively run on Windows libraries. Okay, can natively run, uh, nor can natively run on Windows libraries. Okay, so it means that Apple iOS 6 it's partially based on code defined from the FreeBSD project. Okay, so we are good with the option. Many three we have to so fully certified Linux distribution and ability to run Windows libraries. Now Microsoft Windows. So why it has a scripting environment called PowerShell, and Linux compatibility offers both desktop and server products. Okay, he has given so many options. So without any fail, we will ask our Chat GPT what is the answer is, because any three we have to select. Let's see. Okay, we understood that Microsoft has a scripting environment, which you can see the PowerShell here. So PowerShell, which is an integrated environment, and it also offers desktop and server product, generally backward compatible with the previous version. Yes, backward compatible means it supports the previous version as well, like the Windows XP, which we are using in our earlier time, Windows 95, Windows 2000, they were the previous versions, so it's backward compatible with the previous versions. Now, two main families of Linux shells. What are the two main families? C shell, bound shell, Python shell, corn shell. So I believe it's corn and bound shell in Linux. Let us check here. So two main features we have to do. I believe it's bound shell. Yes, we are absolutely correct. And the C shell, which include TCH. Okay. So bound shell, these are the two answers. Now in virtualization, what are the host and guest? Okay. That's a very good question, because we have uh, done the virtualization also on our previous channel, VMware Learning Curve. Now we will see here in virtualization what are families or what are the host and guest OS. Okay, host is the physical machine that runs the virtual machine, and guest is the virtual machine that runs on the host. Okay, so the correct option is guest is a virtual machine and host is a machine that runs the virtual machine. So these two options are correct. So we are very good with going it. Now, seventh question is cloud computing. Okay, so I believe this is available for both business and home users. So all are correct in this regard because their systems are shared among many users. No license where you don't have to access to the source code. What license that's called open source? No, that does not called open source because open source will having the closed source because we don't have access to the source code, then it is obviously called the closed source. A copyleft provision in a software license. So let's see on the copyleft version. Copyleft provision in a software license means you must provide free copies of the software if you use it. You must give your copyrights of to the software must support for your modifications. Must not or you may not link against third party closed source softwares. Okay. So it is as simple that you may not distribute it with the same license, or if you can distribute it with the same license, then it should be compatible enough to support those software versions. Okay, so we can say it's a redistributable version. If you redistribute the software, you must redistribute the source to any changes you make. Okay. Okay, what does it mean when a work is placed in a public domain? Okay, that's a very generic question. So let's ask our chat GPT here what the answer it gives. Okay, when a work is placed in a public domain, it means the author or the copyright holder they have all the relinquished all rights to the work and allowing anyone to use, modify, and distribute the work for any purpose without any restrictions or fees. So the third option will be the answer. Okay, to be able to output messages to the screen, we use which command? I believe it's print or echo also we can use, but in Linux, let's see what the answer they are giving or what is the approach here. Okay, echo command is there, very generic command. Suppose I were to print hello world echo, so I can easily print it by this. And if I use print, let's see if it's supported or not. No such file or command, but print is used in C and other languages. Okay, so here echo would be the best command. Now command will print a list of commands to the tree that you have previously executed. Okay, so history command will be the one, and home is an example of a local variable, internal environment variable, path variable, alias. So I believe it's a home will be in the Linux would be the example of a environment variable only. Yes, so we are good here. And to start searching the main man page, first key press is okay. So man can be used with which command they are trying to say. Let's see here. So the correct answer to is initiate a search in a man page is this one. So let's test in our lab environment. Man, I will type what manual page you want. So if I do this command, let's see what is. Oh no, it's a directory. No manual entry for this one. Okay. So this would be the key would be pressing. Now the command which can be used for finding any file, not just commands or man pages. Okay, which command we would be using? Let's see here. What is the approach they are guiding us? What's the answer? Okay, the locate command can be used to find any file or let's say or not just commands or man pages. So let's try here in our lab environment. I will type it as local. What's the command? Locate. Okay, locate. Okay, let me create a file. Let the first dot txt by cat command message file directory. Okay. First command. Let's. I will create my file dot txt. Okay, I have created a myfile.txt. Now I have to locate this file. Then myfile.txt. Okay, it has been run. Means our file is being created. Okay. Now hidden files are files that begin with what character? Hidden files, I believe it's asterisk dot character. Okay, hidden files because asterisk are used with the we are starting with any string starting with x or starting with T. So that would be used with asterisk and plus will to concatenate. A dash means to subtract it or to represent the entity. Now top level directory on a Linux system is the root directory or the home directory. Let's see what the top level directory says. It's the root directory only, I believe. The slash only. So this is the slash. Now the command ls-s will sort the files from smallest to largest, largest to smallest, or by number of symbolic links targeted to last. Let's see. Sort the site from largest to smallest. Okay. So we will go with this option. Now we are using cp command. We must provide both source and a both destination. Okay. So let's try this using cp command. Yes, true. So that would be very much true. Which command would you list files that would begin with the shinty and this? Okay, so we will use this command uh, which do not use with the T and the star which follows the character which that follow. Okay, and the star beginning of the character means that not. Okay, so here what we have is not operator. This one does not begin with T or W. So the option will be echo-etc, which is not in our list. So we can use this option, not equal to. Okay. You type for my GRP, what happens? Let's see in our test lab what happens actually. no such file or directory. Okay, so we will check here what the approach they are doing. So what's a compressed version of typefile my file.tar is being removed. Okay, the explanation what they are telling is that my file.tar compresses the file this one and creates a new file with gz extension which is holding the current directory. Now the original file dot tar is removed and the option one is incorrect. So we will go with option one is incorrect, but with option two and five are correct. Option three is not applicable, which is this option. Okay, why it is not applicable? Since the F flag is not required for this command, and option four is also incorrect, which is monitor is unarchived into the current directory. Why? Because since the command does not unarchive the file. Okay, so the option these two options are correct. My file removed and holds a compressed version of the my.tar file option. So next question we'll discuss in our next video. Thank you for watching.